Hi folks, this is Roger Heska, and I've got my friend Robert Dykeman, who's what we call a really pure raw foodist, 80-10-10 diet, and we're at a restaurant in New York. Sal Antonio is rather new, and by the way, over here is my friend Joel Brody, who's talking to the owner, the chef Sal Antonio. And by the way, here is a chili meal. It was pretty good that I was eating. So, anyway, Robert, you got anything to share with us today?
Hi. Just wanted to say hello to everybody on Roger's website, and congratulations for finding it and coming around and this wonderful information that Roger shares. As Roger was just saying, I've been involved with raw foods for about 8.5 years now, and I've listened to Dr. Graham's lectures for just about that same amount of time, and I've always found his information to be very clear and concise, and it just made sense to me, so it's the path that I've been following and enjoying very much.
So, Robert, tell me a little about, you eat very, like a lot of mono meals and all organic, and I don't know, tell us a little bit about your lifestyle.
Pretty much mono meals and all organic for the last 4 years. Luckily, I heard Dr. Graham's message early on, so pretty much for the first 4.5 years also, most of what I ate was like mono meals and very simple. And I also, one of the first books that I read was Fit for Life. So that was, the natural hygiene perspective. So it gave me a really good sense of nutrition and those particular principles. And we're being joined by a little friend here. We're sort of in an outdoor
it's very nice
area.
You see the cars in the background, maybe.
So we're out in the wild. But that gave me a pretty good grounding of nutritional principles right from the beginning. So even though when I came back to New York, I was going to some of the restaurants for those first few years, and with social gatherings and things like that, I was experiencing things like what this restaurant has to offer with the mixtures and combinations and that kind of thing. For the most part, what I was eating was more simple. So when about 4 years ago, I listened to a lecture that Dr. Graham had, and it was at one of the raw food weekends, and he gave sort of a challenge, which was like, how many of you have gone a week without overt fat, without nuts and seeds, without avocados? And a couple of people raised their hand, and they said, look, how many of you gone a month without it? Like 2 people raised their hand, and he points to them and he goes, those are the people you want to know. And I said, I want to be a person you want to know. So that month, I knocked out the overt fats. No more nuts, no more seeds, no avocados for a month. And I felt fantastic. And I actually wrote about it, and I wrote a testimonial that's in the back of Dr. Graham's book. So you can check that out. It's the 80-10-10 diet. I know that Roger talks about that very often. And I believe it's...
Great book.
Do you have a link on your website for it?
Yeah,
so you can pick it up on the website here. And so, got to check that out. And I think, Roger, you have a testimonial in the book on that?
I don't think I have a testimonial in the book. You guys got a testimonial on my website.
On the website. Yes, that's right. On the website.
I wrote about it.
So check out the book, and you can see a little bit of my story in there. I put a little testimonial in there as well about what I experienced, in that time frame. So and it's been great ever since. That was right at the beginning, So it's been another 4 years now, almost 4 years in addition to that time that I've been enjoying a more simple way of being, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and Robert, he and I were we had our raw food support group, the Raw Health and Happiness group in New York, which we no longer meet anymore, but Robert's still, are you now in charge of or the leader of the...
Yes. The raw food meetup group It's on the website meetup.com, and it's basically an internet site that people can go to and then go and meet up in person at different events. And the event today with Dr. Graham was on there. Stephen Parker is one of the assistant organizers on that, and he posted the meetup on that website. So you can check that out, meetup.com, type in raw food in New York City, and you'll find the website. And there's like lectures, and then also social events too during the summer, like picnics. And the weather here in New York is getting cooler, so there'll be more indoor events rather than outdoor events. But it changes with the seasons and different events. So check it out.
And if someone wants to contact you, I know your website is not. Doesn't have the raw information.
I do have other things that I do in addition to raw foods, and right now my website is geared more towards one of the other things that I do. But you can contact me at actingconsciously.com, and it's robert@actingconsciously.com is my email if you ever want to get in touch with me. And feel free to have questions for me. But I know Roger is an extremely able person that answers lots of questions and is on his website. So either way, but if you need me, cool.
But if you ever come into New York, you definitely want to see if you can try to meet up with Robert Dykman. And I'm trying to get some people who were doing the raw food diet on these videos and doing 80-10-10, and it's great that you could share. And
absolutely. And again, feel free to look me up if anybody who's watching this, if you're coming into New York City, because it's just cool to hang out with people who love raw foods. And if you ever want to share some fruit and organic veggies, or just look me up.
Okay, Robert. Thanks so much, and talk to you soon.
Peace.